Hello, everyone. Some beautiful divine light coming in. I didn't plan that, but it's showing up. Um, Whew, what a crazy last couple of days. It just keeps getting more intense. Um, some of you might have noticed on Facebook, I changed my little bio underneath my picture at the top of the page. This morning, I was reading some posts on Facebook and something big popped up for me. The word architect. And I'm not talking an architect like a building designer, a guy that does art in building, just what we call architecture, buildings, structures, etc. It's that lower level of foundational. How does the world work? How's the reality? How do structures of community work? How does do we self-govern? How do we create places where we can open our hearts and share and begin to shine a new possibility, a new reality into our planet? So deep down inside of me, I don't talk about it much anymore, but I was trained as an engineer, a computer engineer, and I worked in that field for 25 years. And I had it down to an art to build systems, to build processes, to simplify business, to help people create their business and shine in their business just through using my divine gifts for them to help guide them through the process, to simplify things, use technology to make things work that maybe wouldn't work by themselves. So the architecture that I'm feeling called to build now, and this has been in me for the last couple of years, but I haven't felt it was time yet, but now I'm starting to feel it's time, is to build communities, safe places, spiritual wellness centers, as government is exposed for its lies and truth and non-transparency, creating self-governance models, ways of governing large groups of people without having to get mixed into laws and forcing people to do things and turning them off from their free ability to do whatever they please. But we have to have some structure, like basic structure in community, where we self-support and we family and community and friends, where we self-govern ourselves. We help people see when they're harming, working with people to see the trauma underneath some of the stuff that they're enforcing in their lives and causing harm to other people because they haven't dealt with the harm that was caused to them. Building those processes, those structures, those communities, those sacred spaces, and then using things like simple things, self-responsibility, accountability, vulnerability. I've been talking about these for years, but how do we put this back into a world where people need a new way? They've been stuck in the old and they're begging for something new. We need people to stand in the light, to stand as leaders, to stand in transparency, to rise up through the things that are going on and show a new way, and to make normal the new way without having to enforce it by laws and putting people in jail or putting radical structures in place that limit freedom, limit possibility. So to build those communities, these are vast, massive, earth-shaking things that are coming, that have to be filled with light. They have to be filled with integrity. They have to be filled with accountability. And being willing in the masculine, this is some of the structure that the masculine brings, being willing to be those things for people, maybe when it hasn't existed before, and maybe it's a wound, and maybe all these things, but to now stand up and say, okay, no more. Right here and right now, no more. It starts with me, and I'm going to lead that example, and some are going to choose to follow me, some are not going to choose to follow me. And building processes and simplifying the ways in which we can be these things, so it normalizes and it becomes what everybody does, because it got trained out of us. It's not that we're bad or anybody did anything wrong. The whole societal conditioning, all the inversion of the matrix, and feminism and masculinism and patriarchy and all these words that have been bred into this battle cry almost, that things are wrong. We have to slowly shine light into them, slowly love them, release the emotion, release the wound, release the fear, release the anger, and then we all rise up, all equal, all can be leaders, all can, in past lifetimes, the elders were feminine. We got to go back and recognize those things. And there's places where a masculine leadership is required, and there's places where a feminine leadership is required, and then there's other places where a mix and a balance is required. So just trying to shine the light into it all, so that something balanced can return and we can all start something new. And some of the stuff we're going to create hasn't ever existed before, because look at all those structures that in our past fell apart, and because they're out of balance, and outside forces were pushing on them, and other things. And we got to go and see and shine the light into all of it and start to create a really solid foundation for everybody to build off of, that forces nobody to do anything and just allows us to grow and expand and be love. So we need that architecture. We need some people that are dedicated to building that divine structure, that architecture that new can be built on, and that can expose all the holes and the flaws and the insecurities and the rotten wood and old beliefs that are no longer serving anyone. And by doing that, we create the new earth, we create a new reality, and we need architects to do that. We need people at all the levels. We need the painters and the drywallers and the people that just love to build furniture and decks and love to work with people and love to heal and love to go into all this magical deep dive depth. Because we, as all those little facets, make the mural, I guess is the word is coming up, that is the new reality, is new 5D or even higher dimensions than that. And we're that. And unless we're willing to get our hands dirty and step in and have people kind of shoot back at us sometimes, or people disagree with us, how we are ever going to find out where our shadows are? How are we ever going to find out where the rotten wood is in the existing foundations? How are we going to find out the laws, the untruths that have been programmed into us, so that we can finally build this rock solid foundation, a castle of reality for everyone that we can live in and can thrive in and can expand in and build new in. So, there's my light again. So I'm feeling called to that. That's a divine architect role. It sings in my soul. I could talk for hours about how to keep people accountable and how to undermine old patterns and other things, and to get people incented and loving into new ways of being, of caring for others, and then building the structures, and how do you keep balance, and how do you keep all that kind of stuff. That stuff just excites me. It lights me up, literally. So you're going to see me talking a lot more about architecture stuff. A lot of the stuff that I've been talking about has this as its roots. And I'm here to just declare that I put it on my Facebook profile, I choose to be a divine architect of a new reality, and to go to that depth and go to those levels and let those energies in, and to be a catalyst and a lighthouse for people to come to. And I invite anybody else that feels to be an architect to message me and tell me, that wants to build those new realities, go into the nitty gritty of how it all works. And then we'll sit down and we'll start talking. We'll have a small group and we'll have an awesome, beautiful co-creation. And stuff's going to come out of everyone, and all the people have their little facets. I'm not an architect of everything. I build a structure that everybody can build their light on, their excitement, what's fun, what's exciting for them. but I don't know all the nitty gritties of arts and crafts and gardening and stuff that just hasn't been my passion. And those are other people's things that light them up, and they're going to paint massive canvases and beauty for all the people that show up in each of the levels. It's beautiful. And it's beautiful. I'm sitting in the parking lot of Montana's, and this woman is looking out, wondering why I'm shining so much, just peeking around the window. It's beautiful because I'm shining so bright. I love you all. I invite you. What are you? What's your new mission? Put it in the bottom here. I want to hear it. Love you all. We're all going to join together in some way, shape, or form, so let's talk about it. See you soon. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Leanie. Thanks, Candace. Well, I'm sure you're an architect or something amazing up there too. So everybody's got their role. I love you all. Talk to you soon. Philosophy, that's another cool one. Talk to you soon. Love you all. Bye.